Hi guys, welcome back to another video in the Python tutorial series. In this video I'll be discussing a little bit about lists in Python. So lists can be considered as one of the most powerful data structures in Python language. So what a list is basically is just a sequence of various types of elements, like you can store in a combination of strings or a combination of integers into a list. So let's start by defining a list. So there are two ways to define a list. Let's say I want to define a list with the name A. So the first way I can do that is this, and then the second way I can define a list is using square brackets. Now I'll show you an example of how a list actually looks. So let me just store the list in the variable A, and then here I have a list of numbers up till 7. So now in this case I have only included numbers in the list, but now let's say I replace this 5 with a string of hello. This would still be fine. In languages like C++ or Java, this won't be the case because you have to explicitly define the type of the list that you will be using. Now let's say I want to access the element 3 in this array. So how would I do that? So now you have to keep one thing in mind, is that the indexing in a list starts from 0 onwards. So the first element, which is 1, has the index of 0, and the second one has the index of 1. Third element has the index of 2. So now let's say I want to print the third element. So what I'll do is I'll type in the name of the list and then put in square brackets and put in the index of the element that I want to print. So as you know, 3 has the index 2, so I've written print a of 2. So now if I run this, as you can see, 3 is printed here. Also, now let's say you want to print the length of the list. This is a very small list, so you can manually calculate the length. Now what if I have a huge list and you want to know the length of the list? So all you need to do is type in len and then the name of the list. So now when I run this, it shows me the length is 7. And now let's say I want to iterate over the entire list and print every element. So the first way I can do this is run a for loop. So the syntax would be for I in range len of a. So now what this will do is the value of I will range from 0 till the length of a, which is 7. As you know, the upper bound is not inclusive, so this loop will run from 0 to 6. So now all I need to do is print a of I. So now as you can see, after every iteration the value of I will keep changing, and obviously it will keep on printing the element at the 0th position, the first position, and so on. So yeah, let's just see if this runs, and yes, you can see it prints all the elements of the array. Now there's also another way that you can print the elements in an array, is for I in a. So now in this case I haven't put any range, so I've said that for a variable I which takes up the value of every element in a. So now if I just do print I, this should again print all the elements. Yes, as you can see, it again prints all the elements. So yeah, these are two ways of iterating over the list. So now I'll show you how to add an element to the list. Now let's say I want to add hi there to the list. So all I have to do is type the name of the list, then type append, and then in the parenthesis I can type in whatever I want to append to the list. So I'll type in hi there, and then now just to check whether the list has been updated, I'll do print a. So now on running this, I can see that hi there has been added to the list. So now let's say I have another list b whose contents are just 2's and a bunch of other elements. So now I want to count the number of 2's in this list. So it's very simple. All I need to do is print b dot count 2. Now b being the list, count is a function, and in parentheses I pass in the element that I want to count the frequency of. So let's run this, and as you can see, 6 is the output, and if we check, yes, there are 6 2's in the list. Now one last thing about lists is list slicing. So let's say I want to print only the first 4 elements of the list. So all I need to do for that is write in the name of the list, and then put a colon, and then also specify the upper bound. Now what this colon does is, if there is nothing before the colon, that means I'm specifying that I want to print everything from the start. And this 4 specifies an upper bound to where I want to stop printing the elements. Again, this upper bound is not inclusive, so it will print everything until the third element. So yeah, let's just see if this works. Yes, it prints everything until the third element, which is 4. As you might know, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the indexing. So yeah, that's all about lists in Python. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.